be a cue to finish it up. And so here we go. Up first, we have Jack Alano. Let's give Jack a big round of applause and bring him on up to the stage.
Fuck yeah, Jack! No! That's funny, that's funny.
Thank you so much, Foxy. Give it up for Foxy, everybody. Yeah, my name is Jack Alano. I worked at Lowe's for 4 summers all throughout college. Worked 4 years, had 4 different managers. At the 3rd manager, they start asking you what to do. The secret of the 3rd manager is you are always the 3rd manager. If you have enough experience. But it makes sense because you learn a lot of stuff when you're working customer service. One thing I learned while I was working at Lowe's was there is no need for subtlety when you're stealing 2 chainsaws. You don't have to sneak that shit out. You can pick those up and run. No one is going to stop you. I saw it happen once. I didn't. I wasn't mad. I was more inspired by it. He just ran out wielding 2 chainsaws. Like, what a perfect thing to steal, to be the most terrifying presence in Lowe's. The cops can't stop a man with 2 chainsaws. There was another woman who stole stuff without any want for subtlety. She just, very simply, she put all the most expensive stuff in her cart. She put all the batteries and all the tools and all the electric stuff, and she just wheeled it through the cash registers. And it's all got alarms on it, so her cart's going off like it's like an ambulance running out of Lowe's. And I turned to her and I said, "Excuse me, ma'am," in like my best customer service voice. I said, "Excuse me, ma'am. Would you like to buy any of that, or would you like to steal it?" And she turned to me and she said, "Steal." And I didn't stop her. I appreciated her honesty. I like a good, honest thief. My favorite customer ever at Lowe's was this 90-year-old Italian man who came in sometimes. And I knew he was 90 years old and Italian because that's the first thing that he told me when he came to the store. He said, "I'm 90 years old, I'm Italian, I'm looking for some fence paneling." And that's the best kind of Lowe's customer. Somebody who knows exactly what they want and is also willing to tell you the entirety of their life story. That's what you want. And I was enjoying him so much. I was putting his fencing into his car. He had ordered me to do it in a really specific way that took more time, so I got to hear about his travels. I can't imagine any other reason he wanted every fence panel diagonal besides just he wanted a monologue. And he, at some point, I made a crucial error where I said, "You're Italian, you're from Italy, that's so cool. My grandmother was from Alberobello." And he was like, "Oh, I know that place." And it was a mistake, not because it was untrue, it was totally true. It's just when you tell old Italian people that you're Italian, they're like, "Oh, we've seen this all before, we can let loose the full crazy." And so we get through the rest of the customer interaction, and he pulls out his wallet and takes out a $5 bill. And it was my first year working at Lowe's. I didn't really want to rock the boat at all. And it was against the rules to take tips. So I had this pre-rehearsed little speech. I was like, "I'm sorry, sir, we work for slightly above minimum wage. I can't take your tip right now. But you can give a compliment to my manager. The review's at the end of the receipt." And he like bent into me as if to whisper a secret. And then he like yelled in my face, "They got fucking cameras on you, kid!" I was like, "Cameras? No, this is Lowe's. I don't think my manager knows I work here." and he grabbed my hand and he put the $5 in. And he pulled me in and he said, "Don't let those cocksuckers ever take nothing from you, kid. Never let those motherfuckers ever take anything from you." And I took every tip since. Because I was scared for my life. Let's see. So I was driving on the freeway recently, long drive. I like the long drives. I like cruise control. I like to know that I'm going the same speed I've been going. And a car came up from behind me and it was going faster and it was gaining on me, and then it was retreating and it was gaining on me and it was retreating, and he eventually just went into the other lane and he just started speeding past me, and I could tell that he wasn't happy with how I was driving somehow. I rolled the window down and he said, road rage, you've enraged me on the road." And I rolled my window down and I said, "What?" And he's like, "Why are you going just one speed? Why are you going 68 miles per hour in the middle of the road? In the middle of the mid lane? That's for people going 7 to 10 miles above the speed limit. Not just 3 miles above the speed limit." And I was like, "Dude, you're not angry at me. You've got conflict within yourself. You're still playing with pedals. I saw you back there. You can't figure out how fast you want to go. Look, I've got a button in here that I hit 3 hours ago. I was going 68 miles an hour then. I'm going 68 miles an hour now. It's the last decision I made in 200 miles. And he was like, and I don't know if he heard me or not, because like the music, I was blasting my music pretty loud. And when you roll the windows down, it's crazy how loud the wind gets. You never think about that. And I also didn't say any of it out loud. I just thought all of it. So I don't know if he heard me or not. I hope he did. But I said one more thing to him, and I said, "Look, it's totally fine that you're going faster than me. Keep going. But if you can't decide how fast you're going, I'm eventually going to find people, a community of like-minded, road-dwelling individuals all going exactly 68 miles an hour. And if you can't decide how fast you're going, you will never get there." And I was right. Eventually, people saw me going exactly 68 miles an hour, and they're inspired. And we got this little thing. Some people were going a little bit faster, but then they were like, "Oh, this guy's made up his mind." And they went exactly 68 miles an hour behind me. And sometimes people were going a little bit slower, and I got to them, and they're like, "Okay, I'll go a little bit faster." And they went exactly 68 miles an hour. And it was fantastic. And we had such a thing going. But then I had to pull off to the side, and I was like, you guys have learned how to control your cruise. Go on without me. But they pulled on to the side of the road with me, and we went to a rest stop, and we all dressed similarly, and we all had identical political opinions, and we all went to the bathroom at the same time, and we all kissed. Thank you.
It's fucking great.